Good afternoon and welcome back to our Food for Thought segment for the NHL and the college basketball edition. This will be um, top picks and plays, again for college basketball and the NHL. All right, so we have a few games to go over here with you, and I'll give you my plays at the same time. We're going to start off with the NHL, and we're going to start off with Los Angeles at Detroit. Detroit Red Wings. The total is 5.5 goals. That's the total. LA favored in Detroit. Right now we're looking at still at 5.5, and LA still favored. So if you're wondering where we're getting our odds from, oddslogic.com. This gives you the latest updated totals, over-unders, line moves, injury reports, money line plays for all sports, all major sports, oddslogic.com. Right, so we're going to look into this game a bit more. LA at Detroit, I do have a play on this game. I'll give that to you in a moment. We'll do the breakdown first. Head-to-head, they played once last year. That's early in the season in Los Angeles. The total was 5.5. It was under the total, 4-1 LA. LA won at home. So this is the second meeting between these two teams. So in the last 10 games for LA, 5-4-1. Last 10, 3-7 to the under against other opposition. Detroit, last 10, 6-3-1. Last 10, 4-4-2. So that's the over-under. So last 5 games, these teams are basically 1-3-1 to the under. LA last 5. 3-2 to the over. So this game, I feel in this particular game here in this spot, I know Detroit's won 2 straight games. We understand that they're 2-3 in the last 5 games. And LA's in town tonight on the homestand before they hit the road. LA, this is their second game on the road. They're on a 6-game road trip, and they lost in overtime to Columbus. But the goals that LA has been scoring lately, especially in the last 4 games, that they're barely getting 2 goals. It's about barely 2 goals. They're barely scraping 2 goals in the last 4 games at least. They're averaging about 2, barely though, but barely. And in Detroit, again, combine that with Detroit's 1-4-1 play to the under. I have to look at this game here at 5.5. I gotta look at the under here in this game. I like under 5.5, and for those reasons that I mentioned earlier. Now, yeah, I'd like the 5.5 here. I was looking for another angle, but that's the best angle I can give you at 5.5. For the side, I have no play on the side. If I had to make a play on the side, I would lean Detroit on the puck line. I would lean that way, but my stronger play is the under 5.5 goals. I like that one better, just for the reasons that I mentioned to you. Especially Detroit at home. Detroit at home, they play that slow pace, defensive style of hockey, and I find that they'll dictate the pace with their winning streak against LA coming to town. So I like this one a lot. I like the under 5.5 goals. So that's one play I like. The second game I like in this game is going to be New Jersey at Philadelphia. This one opened up at 6. The total is 6. Jersey favored in Philadelphia. And right now we're looking at 5.5. This is another game I like here. On this game here, this is Jersey and Detroit. New Jersey and Philadelphia. Now they have played about a week ago, January 18th. The first meeting was in New Jersey, and The total was 6, and it ended up 3-1 Philadelphia, and it was under the total. This is the second meeting, and right now the last 10 games, New Jersey 4-3, 2-1. Last 10, 3-7 to the under. Last 10. They are 2-3 last 5 games. 3-2 to the over. Philadelphia last 10 games, 5-4-1 last 10. 3-6-1 to the under. 3-2 last 5 games, Philadelphia. And 2-3 to the under. So Philadelphia off a 2-game road trip. They come back, and then they're back on the road again in New Jersey tomorrow. So this is basically a home and home series with New Jersey and Philadelphia, home and home. So home and home series. I like here in this game. I know the first meeting, like we mentioned earlier, Philadelphia won 3-1 in New Jersey. Let's see here. And Jersey's won 2 straight games. So I like I believe New Jersey. I like Jersey. Let me look at it here. Yeah, I like New Jersey here in this spot. I think number one, I like him on the money line in this game, because what happened? Jersey won 2 straight games. They're on the road in Philadelphia. This is a revenge spot against Philadelphia. Philly's lost 2 games. They're basically coming back from a road trip, and then they're back in New Jersey again. So this is kind of up and down. I don't like to back teams coming off the road trip. It's a mini road trip, but I like to back the favorite in this spot, and that's New Jersey. Like to fade teams like Philadelphia off a road trip. So I like New Jersey here and the money line, and it's in a revenge spot as well. I like them here as well. On the money line, Jersey on the money line. It's a rare money line play for me in the NHL, but I do like New Jersey in this spot. Again, they're gonna be. This is a home and home. They play Philadelphia in Philly. Then in 2 days, it's back in Philadelphia again. So I like this spot here for Jersey. I believe they win this game. It's going to be close, but I like them here. If you like Philadelphia, obviously you take the puck line if you like Philadelphia. But I like New Jersey here. For me, I like them on the money line. In terms of the total, I don't have any play on the total. I just like Jersey on the money line. That's it. I like him in this spot. Next game, I'm going to look at Vancouver at St. Louis. The total here is 5.5. St. Louis favored at home. It's still at 5.5. This game here, Vancouver, St. Louis. They'd played once already last month in December. This is in Vancouver. The total is 5.5. St. Louis won in Vancouver 4-3 in overtime. So they did win there. And they're 8-2 in the last 10 games. St. Louis 4-5-1 to the under. So they've beaten Vancouver 3 times in a row at St. Louis. So now St. Louis is at home against Vancouver. So Vancouver, their last 10 games, 3-5-2, 3-5-2. Last 10, 4-6 to the under. Last 5 games, 2-3, Vancouver. And the over-under, they are 2-3 to the under. St. Louis, 4-6 last 10, 4-4-2 over-under. 2-3 last 10. This one here. 2 and 2 to the under. St. Louis. This is the last 5 games. This game here, I'm going to pass on this game. There's no play for me on this game whatsoever. No play on the total or the side. This is a pass. I have no opinion on this game whatsoever. Next game, Seattle at Edmonton. Seattle's the total is 6. Edmonton favored. Right now it's 6.5 across the board. This game here, let's see, Seattle, Edmonton. Head to head, 9-1 Edmonton against Seattle, 6-4 to the over. They played about 3 weeks ago in Edmonton. 3 weeks ago in Seattle. Edmonton won 4-2. The total is 6.5, and it went under 6.5. So Edmonton has beaten them 9 straight times. They've gone over the last 3 games. So Seattle here, 5-5 last 10, 5-4-1 to the over against other opposition. Seattle's 3-2 last 5, and 2-3 to the under. Edmonton, 7-3 last 10, 5-5 over under. Edmonton's won 2 straight. They're 3-2 last 5, and 2-3 to the under. Yeah, the only way I can look at this game is going to be under 6.5 goals. Both teams are correlating their style of play to the under, and the last 3 games have gone under. So everything correlates to the under in this game, under 6.5 goals. I know Edmonton has dominated Seattle each and every time. They've beaten them left, right, and center. And I know a lot of people are going to take Edmonton puck line minus 1.5 goals. I'm not going to talk you off of that. That's your take. I wouldn't stop you from doing that because they've dominated them over and over again. And in this spot here, I'm not going to talk you off of that. They have won 2 straight games. So yeah, that's personally for me, I like the under 6.5 goals. But like I said, if you like Edmonton on the puck line minus 1.5, I would then go ahead and take it. I'm not going to stop you because they've dominated this series against Seattle. The last and final game we're going to look at, Pittsburgh and San Jose. Pittsburgh 6.5 is the total, and it's the money line is 170. Money line Pittsburgh favored in San Jose. This game here, 2 of the worst defensive teams in hockey are facing each other tonight for a second time. The first meeting was in Pittsburgh last year, November. That was early in the season. The total at that time was 6.5. Pittsburgh won at home 4-3 in a shootout. So it was definitely a high-scoring game. Last 10 between these two, 6-4, 5-5 over under. As a matter of fact, the last 3 games have gone over. That's how bad these offenses are. This heads back to 2023, just to give you an idea. And even from that time, the offenses are still bad. I do have a play on this game, but we'll go through the formalities here with Pittsburgh. Last 10 games against other opposition, 3-6-1, 5-3-2 to the over. Last 10 games. Pittsburgh on a 7-game road trip. This is the 6th game of the 7th game road trip. So game number 6 on the road, and they are 2-3 on this road trip. Total on so far 2-2-1 last 5 games. San Jose 1-9 the last 10 games. 5-5 even over under. They have lost 6 straight games. San Jose. But they are putting up goals. Their defense is pretty bad. Worst defensive teams, like we mentioned in hockey, and they are gone over. They're 4-1 to the over. The last 5 games. Yeah, the only way I can look into this, I can look at this game. The only way I see it, I have to get the over 6.5 goals. That's the only way I can look at this game. Like we mentioned earlier, both teams are the worst defensive teams in hockey, Pittsburgh and San Jose. So this is going to lead me to the over the total, over 6.5 goals. So that's it for the NHL. We were done. We wrapped up the NHL hockey games. Now we're going to turn our attention to college basketball. We have some marquee games tonight for college basketball. We're going to start off with Penn State at Michigan. Michigan coming off the blowout. I think they played their last game. I think. Let me just double check. I know. Let me see something.
Notice.
Let me double check something here. One moment. Let me see. I just want to verify something here with Michigan. Let's see. Yeah, so Michigan's coming off a blowout loss to Purdue. They got blown out completely, pretty badly, 91-64. So that's left a sour taste in their mouth, and they're looking to get back. They're looking to basically get back on track. Now they do have Penn State. I have a play on this game for sure, but we'll first go into the opening number and the total first. So it's -8 Michigan, total 160. Right now we're looking at 159.5. Yeah, so 159.5 are coming up. So that's what we're seeing here. And it's -9. We're seeing some 9.5s, but -9s mainly so far. Let's look at this game further. Take a good look at this one. Let's see. One moment. Yeah, so it's a 9.5 right now. Looking at 9.5s coming up. This is Penn State at Michigan. So we're going to look into this further. The total is right now 159. So look into this further. Penn State, Michigan. Let's see here. First meeting of the season. Penn State last 10, 5-5 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 over under. Penn State 1-4 last 5 games. And the last 5 here, 2-3 to the under. Penn State has covered as an underdog 3 straight games as an underdog. They've covered. They've covered at Michigan State and at Iowa. So they've covered 2 games in a row on the road in tough environments. They have covered the spread. They're looking for their first road win of the season in the in the conference. Now, as far as Michigan goes, 6-4 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 9-1 to the over. Michigan 3-2 last 5. Last 5 games they've gone over the total for in all 5 games. They're 5-0 to the over. So this is pretty impressive. And now we're at 9.5. Let me take a look at this, deep dive into this. Definitely gonna look into this game. We'll look at the look at some first half numbers as well too for this game. Just bear with me for a moment while I look into this further. Let's see, Penn State and Michigan. Penn State, Michigan. Let's see here. Okay, so this game here, it's at 160. Let's see. I'm going to look at Michigan State. I'm going to look at Michigan. This is a bounce back spot for Michigan in this game. Michigan minus 8.5. I like him here at home. I think they get the job done on as an 8.5 point favorites. Yeah, I like this spot here a lot. And the total it's 160. I'm seeing 160.5. Yeah, I definitely like the Michigan here at the bounce back. Definitely a bounce back spot. Full game. I like him here a lot. I know Penn State's been covering the last 2 games, but I like Michigan here in a bounce back spot. I think they're in the right position. But shop around for the number, because we're seeing 9.5. So shop around for the 9. FanDuel has 8.5. So it's still out there at 8.5. So shop around, try and get the 8.5 before it gets to 9.5 or 9. So very important to shop around. Yes, I like Michigan here. The total is going to be a pass. Nothing on the total, but I like like I said, the 8.5. Like that a lot. Yeah, I like that. For a total, you know what? For a total, I'll lean to the over. Like Michigan's gone over 5 straight games. Obviously, they have the offense. Even in the blowout loss to Purdue, where they got blown out, they still had the offense. Still had the offensive moxie to help get that game over, and it's 5 straight overs. So I don't want to fade that. I'm gonna actually bet the over in that game as well. So put me down for over 160.5. Michigan at home against Penn State, and minus 8.5 Michigan. I like that. All that correlates to the over for me. The next game we're going to look at, Iowa on the road at Ohio State. This is open minus 7, total 157.5. Right now, let me pull up the screen here. Right now we're looking at minus 8. Total is 150. Let's see. I need to get a good number here. Let's get a good number here. Looking at the total. This birthed me for one moment. Let's looking into something here. Let's see. We're looking at the total 156 is coming up right now. 156. That's the total right now. That's the latest one. 156 is what we're seeing. I'm still double checking something. Still at 156. Yeah, 156. Let me double check one more time. Now we're seeing, yes, 156. Yeah, 156. Let me just verify something here with this Ohio State, Penn State. I'm just gonna verify something quickly here, because the numbers are moving all over the place. So I want to get the right number. Just bear with me for one moment. I'm just going to look into this further. And as like I said again, we're using oddslogic.com. This is all the updated information. Line movements, everything. Oddslogic.com. Totals, over-unders, everything's here. I'm just going to look into something for one moment. Let me look into something for a moment here. Let's see. Just trying to finalize this number here on the game. Let's see. This is a 8 o'clock game, actually. Let's see where this is at. I don't see it. It should be here. Yeah, that's strange. Just bear with me for one moment. I'm just looking into this further. Yes, so I do apologize. The number here is 7.5. The total is 154.5. So we do apologize for the delay on that game. Iowa State, Michigan. This is the first meeting of the season. Iowa 6-4 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. 3-2 and 3 last 5 games, and 2-3 to the under in this game. Let's see. Ohio State's last 10 games, 5-5, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 to the over/under. They are 2-3 last 10, and 3-2 to the over. Let's see here. So Ohio State's favored. So far, they have not proven that they can win as a favorite. So, yeah, they haven't covered as a favorite in these certain spots. Oregon, they didn't cover as a favorite at home. Minnesota, they didn't cover as a favorite at home. They haven't proven anything to me so far, Ohio State. Now, Iowa as an underdog. Let's see with them. Yeah, they've been terrible on the road, too. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this game's a pass. Iowa and Ohio State's a definite pass. I have no play on this game. Too much uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty in this game. A lot of unknowns. I have no play on this game whatsoever. This is an absolute pass. Next game is Duke at NC State. That's open up 22.5, total 134. Right now we are looking at, let's see. We're looking at 21.5. That's the current number now. Duke favored by 21.5. And then the total is 133.5. Although we are seeing some 134s. Let's see here. Yeah, so this one here. One moment, checking this one moment. So we're going to look into this game further. So head-to-head between Duke and NC State. Look into this further. Let's see. Let's see here. Number 2, Duke. NC State on the road. They haven't played as yet. First meeting of the season. NC State 3-7 last 10, 2-8 against the spread, 3-7 to the under. NC State's last. They're 1-4 last 5 games, and they are 4-1 to the under. Sorry, 1-4 to the under. Excuse me. Duke have won 10 straight games, 6-4 last 10, 4-6 to the under. They have covered. They are 2-3 to the under. 10 Duke on a 10. The last 5 for Duke, they covered 3 games at home, so they have been playing well. But I got to be careful with this game because the reason why is Duke is in a sandwich spot. Now they have a look-ahead game against North Carolina. It's the Blue Blood rivalry at home this Saturday. So this is a look-ahead spot for Duke. So I don't really trust them to cover this number because of the look-ahead spot. Again, it's another stinker with NC State. It's just a lean. I lean NC State. I don't think I'm going to get there. They have not covered a spread on the road, so they haven't proven anything to me either by covering on the road. So yeah, I'm going to stay away from this game. This game's a complete pass. I have no opinion on this game at all. Yeah, this game here is an absolute pass. Nothing here on this game. Total, nothing on the total either. I would lean. The only thing I would lean to, I'd lean to the under. That's the only lean. Lean under 133.5. That's it. I don't have anything else. Let me look at the first half. Let me see something in the first half. See if I can find anything here. Because that's a tricky game. That's a little bit tricky. Yeah, this is a tricky game. No way I'm not getting involved in this. This is a pass. This is a pass. Yeah, I pass on this one. Won't play on this one. Next game we're going to look at for college basketball. Townsend at Northeastern. So this one here started off, opened up as a pick'em. Total is 132. Right now we're looking at Townsend being favored at 1.5. Let's me guys get the update here. Let's see. Let's see. Let me get an update here. Yeah, there's not a lot of movement here. It's basically pick 'em 1.5 -1. Basically 1.5s right now. Total is 130. It's 135 now. At 135, it's gone up to 135. We'll look at the head-to-head North Townsend and Northeastern. We'll look into this one further. So head-to-head, they did play about 3 weeks ago in Townsend. The total was 126 at that time, or 128 at that time. And Townsend won 80-73 as a 5-point favorite. They covered. So this game now is Northeastern. Northeastern 1.5-point favorites. So, and then the last 10 games, Townsend 7-3 last 10, 5-4 1 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. So Townsend has won 5 straight games. 4 of the 5 games have been at home, and they have not. Townsend, so they've been favored in a lot of these games. Yeah, they've been favored in these games. Now the over/under is 4-1 to the over. Townsend. Northeastern 4-6 last 10 games, 2-8 against the spread, 7-3 to the over. 2-3 last 5 games, and 3-2 to the over. Okay, so let's look here. Okay. So I don't have much in this game. Let me look and see something here. Let me look into this further. I'm gonna like Northeastern on the money line. This is a money line play. So I like King and Northeastern basically in this game against a Townsend group. They just averaged 64 points, barely 64 points, if anything, but it's not much in this game. So yeah, I like them here. I like Northeastern here. Townsend not a really good road team. So I like King and the Huskies straight up to win the game. Northeastern Huskies money line. I like them here. Again, Rashid King is the real deal. He's the key to this game. 18 plus points, 4 in his last 5 games. So I feel he's going to be the main guy that's going to carry Northeastern at home. And I liked him on the money line here. I like the money line play. I don't have the I don't have a play on the total. No total play on this game. I just like Northeastern on the money line. King is the main guy there, and I believe he'll carry the team. I like them here. I like Northwestern in this spot. Money line play Northwestern. Let's see. Just bear with me one moment. Sorry, Northeastern. I said Northwestern. Northeastern, excuse me. Northeastern. I like Northeastern. Sorry about that. I said Northwestern. My apologies. Yeah, I like Northeastern here. This is definitely a money line play. Next game, that's a 9 o'clock start, by the way. UCLA at USC. This game opened up as -1 UCLA. The total is 140. Right now it's at all over the place. Pick 'em, and then we got 1.5s. It's all over the place. The total we're looking at is 138 here. That's the total. I like this game here. This one, I'll get to my pick in a second for this game. This game here, let's see. This is a West Coast start. First meeting of the season between these two teams. UCLA right now 7-3 last 10 games, 7-3 against the spread, 9-1 to the over. So they are 3-2 right now, and they've gone over UCLA. Wow, I mean this is Southern California, USC. Excuse me, USC is 3-2 right now. USC, ooh, They have gone over 6 straight games. Amazing. They've done well. UCLA 5-5 last 10, 3-7 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. UCLA's won 3 straight games, 3-2, and they are 4-1 to the over. Let's see this one. Let's look into this one further. Let's look at this one further. Let's look into this game. This is an interesting game. This is a very interesting game. Let's see. I'm gonna give you guys a total for this game. I like the under 137.5. I know these teams are playing to the over. USC's playing well, and they're playing to the over. But in this game, let me get back to this matchup here. Why I like the under. Yeah, I gotta go with the under here. This series has been an under series. They've gone under 2 straight times. The last 10, 6-4, 4-6 to the under. I'm sorry, 4-6 against the spread, 2-8 to the under. So this has been an under series. I know the pass doesn't mean much, but I feel in this game here, it's going to come into play, I find. Now, if you look at the last game against Washington, when UCLA was on the road in Washington, they showed their defensive dominance in that game when they played Washington. See, when it's a Pac-12 team, you're playing a conference team, these games tend to be more tight-knit, more defensive, as opposed when you play a non-conference game, like what UCLA did against Wisconsin, Iowa, Rutgers. All those games went over because they're not familiar with each other. This game here, there's more familiarity. Both teams know each other inside out. So it's a different dynamic here. It's a different dynamic. And at that time, before it went under the total, UCLA had gone over it in 5 straight games. So I can see the same kind of thing happening to Southern California. They went over in 6 straight games. So I see UCLA putting all that to an end. And I feel UCLA is going to have Southern California play their style of basketball, tight defensive game, tight defensive style of game. So I like the under in this game, under 137.5. Even at 138, I take the under. I think this is another low-scoring game on the road for UCLA, just like they did in Washington, where they went under the total. I see the same thing here again against UCLA. Under 138, or get it at 137.5. I like the under here. It's one of my top plays for tonight. Last but not least, we have Iowa at Arizona State. This one here, -1 open, total 152. Right now, Arizona State's favored now, all of a sudden, at 2.5, which is interesting. This is an interesting move. And the total is 153. Yeah. You see 153, 2.5. So that's interesting. So let's look at this game further. You look at both teams here. Last game of the for the matchups for the college basketball. Iowa's first meeting of the season between these two teams. Iowa, last 10 games against other opposition, 9-1. 9-1 last 10, 7-3 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. So last 5 games, Iowa have gone 2-3 to the under. Arizona's the opposite, 9-1 last 10, 7-3 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Arizona's won 2 straight games, they've covered 2 straight. They are 3-2 to the over. Arizona. So in terms of the total, non-conference game. Let's look at this one further. I look at this one deeper. And it's at I think we saw 152. Let me look at this again. 152 and a half, 153. I did see that. Let me look at a first half here. Let me see something. If I see any angles. Okay, so for this game, the way I'm going to look, my angle is going to be I got 2 looks here. I'm going to look at first half over 71.5. I like the first half over. And I like, let's see. Yeah, over the first half, over 71.5. That's the only way I'm going to play this game. I think Arizona at home, they're going to dictate. They're playing a number 2 team. This is the number 2 team in the country, our number 3 team in the country, Iowa. But I feel that they're going to dictate the pace at home, and when they dictate the pace at home, it'll be an up-tempo, fast game for Arizona, and Iowa would have to keep up. I think for me, Iowa can play at Arizona's pace. That's not going to be an issue. So since they can match Arizona's pace on the road in Arizona, I feel the first half is to play over 71.5. I like that. I like that angle. That's my angle I'm going to take. I lean to Iowa State to cover the points, but my stronger play is the first half over 71.5. That's my play for that game. Let's see here. Yeah, I like the over in the first half. Yeah, that's my play for that one, over 71.5. So that's all. We've gone through all the picks and plays for college basketball and the NHL. Once again, just to recap what we've done, I'm taking Michigan 8.5. I like them to cover the points. Northeastern on the money line, we discussed that. USC UCLA 130 under 138. Get it under 138, 137.5 under. Play under either way. And Iowa State versus Arizona, I like over 71.5 in the first half for that game. Duke, North Carolina, NC State. I don't have a play on that one. That's a tricky game. I would lean NC State, but I doubt I'm going to get to the window there. I'm not going to get to the window on that game. That's going to be a pass. But I would lean that way if you wanted my opinion. Ohio State's nothing there. Yeah, those are all the plays for me. That's it. Now on the hockey side, we discussed the hockey picks. Just to go over again, LA Detroit under 5.5 goals. New Jersey money line. I like the money line there. Vancouver, I see. Pittsburgh San Jose over 6.5 goals. Seattle Edmonton under 6.5 goals. Like that one as well. Vancouver St. Louis. I don't have a play on that one. No play. So that's it. So that's all the games we've done. We've covered everything. NHL, college basketball. Thank you very much. My name's Abby. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, whether you fade or follow, it's up to you. I just pick the games and pick the sides and totals that I like and that I feel that are worthy. So good luck to you, whatever you do with that. Cash, trash or cash, it's up to you. Fade or follow. Good luck in all your plays. Hope you cash. Stay true to yourself. Stay humble. Believe in yourself. Peace. See you tomorrow.